The Edmonton Oilers are back at it again tonight. Game 4 of 5 of their 5-game homestand, looking to win 3 straight games for the first time all season. That's right, I will repeat. 3 straight games for the first time all season. Damn it, we can do it. Couldn't ask for a better matchup as well as they take on the lowly Buffalo Sabres, the 14-year playoff drought. Lowly Sabres, the 30th ranked Sabres, but the same Sabres who took a shit on the Edmonton Oilers 5-1 just 22 days ago. I did the math. So, the Oilers, they should be vengeful. They should be angry. They should be a little bit embarrassed about that 5-1 game. And let's do the Rogers Place faithful proud. Oilers, Sabres, Sabres, Oilers. As Chance the Rapper would say, let's do that hockey. But hello and welcome to Pregaming with Bordzy, brought to you by Bet365. Download the app today. Because whatever the moment, you know it, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Tonight, this evening, I'm joined by Oilers Nation writer, news director, king of Oilersnation.com, one Zachary Laing. Zachariah, as I've been calling you all day. It's another lovely evening down here at Dogpatch, packed to shit. The phone is ringing below me. Should I pick it up? Should I start taking reservations during the middle of the show? Why not? Come on down to Dogpatch. However, I regret to inform you there's only about 2 seats available. Also, I don't regret to inform you of this. Tonight's Tuesday. That means it's pizza night. Did you look at the Instagram and see what the pizza is tonight?
Oh, I did. It looks delicious.
It's a spinach dip pizza with like a garlic base.
Caramelized onions on it?
Oh, baby, there's some
bacon?
caramelized onion on it. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that.
Getting hungry just thinking about it, Bordzy.
It smells amazing down here. And I'll tell you, I think I'm only missing like 2 items that I haven't done everything on this menu. The pizza, without a doubt, number 1 in my heart. Me and Brett were like drooling upstairs earlier today. It's going to be a good one. Come on down to Dogpatch and you can enjoy some of that pizza as well. Zachary, vibe check. Haven't seen you in a minute. I missed you. I love you. Also, they only got me a beer because you showed up. The chat's yelling at us, calling us late. I'm going to throw my co-host under the bus. I was here. I was ready to go. I have my beer.
In my defense, as I was leaving, I realized my gas light was on, and it's about 20 below outside right now, and I didn't really want to wind up not being able to start my car after post-gaming tonight or after dark. So I opted to get the gas in the car. I think that was a smart move. I still got here in time, right on the dot. Better late than never.
You and Coombsy are the absolute best. You guys, there's no minute wasted, and it's always funny because
right on time.
We sit there a little bit. I'm like, no, they're going to show me. And Brett are like, what are they? I'm like, no, he'll be here. He'll be here. Coombsy is a 59 guy, every single time. Yeah. I can hear the sound of the door opening upstairs. It's a very distinct sound.
Yes.
There he is. There's my boy. And speaking of my boy, it's Austin, of course. First comment of the night. He says, Bordzy, you know the fucking drill, brother. Let's grab our belts and leather conditioner. The rest of you beauties, pulse check. Chill your bevies. Let's get ready to rumble. Hope will never die. Northside Norm. He's in. He says, Merry Beltmas. Cup yeah. It's been a little bit of Beltmas recently for the Edmonton Oilers. Last 2 games, total of 15 goals, kicking some ass. All is right in oil country once again, which we joked about today on ONE. Viewership, when the Oilers are good, just plummets. But when they're bad, skyrockets. It's a weird back and forth we've got going on with the squad, but I could use a couple more positive post-game shows. Sasky Girl Oil fan, she says, revenge game. Fire me up, Bordzy. I'll keep you fired up. I'll also give you Bordzy's bankroll's been heating up lately, Zachary. Not shocking enough, the Oilers heat up, and so do the bets, but kind of go hand in hand, and we're here to profit. Feeling another good night tonight. Southpaw says, happy Beltmas. Woo! A little bit of Ric Flair in there as well. Austin also said he turned in $200 worth of empties today. Ha ha ha. Shit, son. That's a lot of beers.
That's a lot of effort. I appreciate that. Respect.
That's a lot. Yeah. I'm so lazy with my empties that I just wait for the local hockey team to come by and knock on my door. It's just so much easier. Yeah, I drive a car, so you can't bring stinky, leaky bags into your. I mean, you can, but.
See, I'm a vet with the bottles now. Living downtown, got to store them on the balcony, right? You don't want that bottle smell inside the condo, right? The real key is your smaller white garbage bags inside of your black large garbage bags. You just jam as many of those into your car as you can off to the bottle depot. Nice little $50-$60 every time I fill up the car.
It is nice, and then you buy more beer with that money.
What else would you do with it?
It's a simple game. It's a simple trade going on, and then a couple more also. Rock God randomly, which I love and I appreciate you. It's called Pregaming, but he said sober for 525 days. Used to get drunk every game for no reason. Glad those days are over. Go Oilers. Good for you, buddy. Studio audience
Big
like
crowd
that
here.
one as well. I guess that's a weird segue for me to say that they got me a beer, but they didn't get you a beer.
That's okay.
We're always pre-gaming responsibly here on Pregaming with Bordzy. Why, of course. But Zachary, it's a big week here at Oilers Nation. We've got 4 hockey games this week. Tonight, Thursday against Detroit, and then a back-to-back Saturday, Sunday against the Maple Leafs and the Montreal Canadiens. We are going to be at Dogpatch Tuesday, Thursday. Then on Saturday, we've got our festive face-off Nation Citizens Christmas party going down to Greta, which I've been alerted that apparently online it says that this event is sold out. It's free entry, but you have to reserve it somehow. It'll say that online. I am told to instruct all of you to text the number that is, is there a number on there? By the way, I'll get the number because it's in one of my emails. Maybe Brett, you can do that as well. Text that number and you can reserve a table for Saturday down at Greta. And then the weekend doesn't stop there. We've got our Sunday Tis the Sizz Christmas market going down here at Dogpatch. It's also going to be upstairs in the Oilers Nation office and studio. So you ever want to break the fourth wall there, you can get a peek up there. I believe they're doing tattoos of some kind. It's basically, I saw the floor plan. Every corner of this is going to be like a different market, a different kind of thing being sold. Upstairs, there's tattoos. I don't even know what's fully going down because the ladies of Oilers Nation are running this thing. Zachary, you and the fiance, I was going to say wifey, but still fiance. You going to pop down on Sunday?
I might have to pop by, get a little tattoo. That sounds like fun.
Let's get Simpsons tattoos.
Oh.
We talked about it.
Oh, done.
I mean, that could be a good one. Also, next week, we have our staff Christmas party, which we always do down here at Dogpatch. But it's White Elephant, as you know, which has been a hot discussion over the couple of, I've been here 4 years now. Never seen Waz get anything even remotely close to a gift.
No.
So I'm very interested to see how he can raise the bar with
not getting
shitty gifts once again. He got what, a plastic bag of Keurig cups one year. He's got some good ones last year. The antifreeze or the windshield wiper fluid. Yeah. That was a big hit because it was cold as shit. Have you thought at all about what you're getting?
No, I haven't yet. Thank you for the reminder. Gonna have to put some work in. I've put some effort into this over the last number of years. Gonna have to do the same again this year, I think.
I was just looking on Amazon and I was thinking of like a gift that I want to get someone that it's basically like a game that they are gonna have to leave here. So that it's a gift for the entire company and all of Oilers Nation. You know, we got that mini hoop about 2 years ago, and life changed around Oilers Nation HQ. There's a lot of one-on-one dunking or chair basketball. I was going to say wheelchair basketball, but no, it's just office chair basketball where you run into each other. But if anybody has any ideas for good White Elephant Christmas gift exchanges, throw them in the chat.
Let's hear them.
Or do you call it Yankee Swap? Yankee Swap.
Both work.
Shout out Michael Scott for that one. Yeah, I guess other than that, you're doing well. Also, love looking at those charts that you got going.
Oh, yeah. I always got the charts busted.
You have a big day at Daily Fantasy going on today?
Yeah, no show today, actually.
Oh.
My co-host Brock is actually in the streets of Yank this week, so not doing a DFO show today or tomorrow, but we'll be back on Thursday and Friday with their regularly scheduled programming. It's been a blast. Show's growing this year. The channel's growing. DFO Fantasy Hockey. Tons of season-long stuff over there as well. So if you need any season-long help, it's the place to go.
You know, Zachary, 3rd place in our fantasy football league, I do believe. 2nd place right here. Going to enjoy my bye week. Decided to go to Cabo for 7 days. Hopefully my boys can rest, and we're on our way to a championship. Also, shout out to DFS. What's Brock doing in Edmonton?
Seeing some buddies for a little side gig that he's got. So comes by usually once every year, makes a pit stop at Nation HQ. I think he's going to be here tomorrow. I was texting him earlier for something fun that's going on in the office. So,
you're allowed to talk about.
Oh, we are okay. Yeah, the Family Feud.
They helped me make the survey.
Oh, perfect. That's tremendous. I wasn't sure what the rules were on that or how much it's been talked about, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be here for that tour. What time is that going on, by the way?
It's going to go. We hope to start filming it at 2 p.m., which
2 p.m.
means
Beautiful.
2:33.
Yeah,
that's usually how that goes.
That makes sense.
It's live production. Great. It's not going to be live, which I'm very excited. I only do live shows. So the idea of pre-recording something is a whole different world. If you didn't hear, we're going to be dropping a Family Feud, Oilers Nation Every Day versus the Sauce episode that's coming out Boxing Day. But we're filming it now. Shout out the Nation Citizens because I made the survey. I'm Steve Harvey. I also may have bought an oversized suit yesterday at Value Village to try and play the part of one Steve Harvey. Another reason to tune in to Family Feud. But
you've got the facial hair.
I know. I was looking at
right?
fake mustache, and then I put it on, and I was like,
need it.
I don't need it.
No, you don't.
I got it right here. This is a fake mustache right here. It's glued on. But the Nation Citizens and the Saucers, I sent out a survey last week because I need 100 people. You need survey says.
Yep.
So shout out to every one of you. And if you didn't get in on it, that's okay. You can still watch it come Boxing Day. It's very funny. Lisa, nervous as shit. Jay Downton, nervous as shit. They seem to think it's going to be like some type of crazy trivia. Family Feud is not crazy trivia. No. Like it's not Jeopardy by chance, but
got to think about the masses. Think what the masses think.
Think about what the survey says.
What
I can't wait to point. And as I said, make really weird Steve Harvey sexual advances towards Tyler specifically. See how I can, a third reason to tune in. There's a lot of reasons, but we're here to talk about the Edmonton Oilers. And Zachary, the Oil, they be rolling right now, drip by drip, as my pal Flaparto would say in the chat. Beltmas continues to roll on. Back-to-back wins for the Edmonton Oilers, where they scored a combined 15 goals over the last two. And yeah, it's 2 good games, 2 good wins. I would argue 4 good games, but once again, they've only got W's in the last 2. But it's been kind of beautiful to watch. Everything that Oilers fans have been asking for this year all seems to be kind of going in the right direction right now. McDavid has been on another level. He's back to shooting the puck left, right, and center. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, the McHuge line, as Ryder and Lisa have nicknamed them. We're going McHuge, or we're going huge. I like that. Chat, we need to settle on that as well. But you've seen guys like Matt Savoy break out. You're kind of getting some depth scoring goals. I mean, we saw Lazar, we saw Tomasek, we saw Matthias Janmark get on the score sheet last week. But it isn't just the offensive outburst, right? It's the system fully clicking at its full potential. The confidence is back. The physicality is there for the Edmonton Oilers. And they're starting to really look like the team that everyone expected them to be at the beginning of the season. It's nice to have point night from time to time. The last 2 games have been kind of like that for the Edmonton Oilers. But I feel like the Oil, they're being rewarded for their overall game right now. It's not just the offense. It is, as cliche it is to say, starting in the defensive end. They're taking care of business in their own end, and then everything's working its way up the ice. But Zachary, there's no other way to put it. The Oilers are on a roll right now. However, still looking for their 3rd straight victory in a row this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been something that's absolutely eluded this team all year long, which is really strange to think, right? I mean, you don't really think that this is an issue that the Oilers would have stringing a couple of good games together, but, it does kind of feel like, I'm not going to say that the Oilers are like officially back, even though I am wearing my We Are So Back sweater. That is more incidental than anything.
I declared backness on Oilersnation After Dark on Saturday.
Okay.
I'm all the way back.
We are what?
Dude, you can't wear the sweater and tell me not to yell we're back from the mountaintops.
Right. We are so back.
So back.
So back. Yeah, it's been a good stretch for the Edmonton Oilers here. I still think that there's things to clean up, but man, it's been a nice run here. If you look back at the last 8 games played for the Oilers, ever since they lost to the Buffalo Sabres, a game that you and I pre and posted for, because I do remember that one thinking, oh yeah, the Oilers are going to go belt ass against the Sabres, and they absolutely did not. The Oilers have scored 33 goals in all situations over their last 8 games played. That is the most in the entire NHL. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's the most in the entire league over that stretch of time. Their underlying numbers are starting to improve as well. The expected goal share is up above 50%. The high danger scoring chance shares up above 50%. Goaltending still a little bit of an issue for the Edmonton Oilers, but they're shooting like 14.5% over these last 8 games here. It's a really good sign for this team that the offense is starting to click. And I think a lot of it is just kind of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl being like, oh yeah, right, we're the best players in the world, right? And then all of a sudden they start stringing them together the way that they have as of late. So, but I do agree with you on some of those other things you said. It feels like they're starting to kind of click, right? And this is a team that has been banged up, battered, and bruised all year long here. Still missing a couple of key guys like Jake Wallman from the lineup. That's certainly somebody that the Oilers miss on the blue line there. But, getting guys like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins back, I mean, how great has that been to see, the last number of games with him back? Our boy Sean Pangs had a great piece on ON yesterday, kind of talking about Nuge, special teams ace. He's been so important to this team for so long. We almost forget how good he is and how important he is for things like the power play and the penalty kill and all the little things that he does all over the ice. So great to see him back in the lineup. Great to see the Oilers rolling. let's see if they can get 3 in a row.
We all love Nuge. We all appreciate Nuge, and I still feel like we all take him for granted.
I know. It's
that
great.
He's just there to solve the problems when you need him in whatever role that is, but we'll get into it a little bit later. I don't think it's any coincidence that McDavid has just found his game. Hyman is finding his game. That coincides with the return of the Nuge, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who's been huge this season, over a point per game player. But Zachary, you kind of mentioned it the last game against the Buffalo Sabres. It was a shit kicking 5-1. And today I have heard the phrase trap game over 20 times, and I am so sick of it already because not again. The Oilers, that 5-1 game, there's a list of rock bottom options this season for the Edmonton Oilers. You think of the Avalanche, you think of the Sabres, and then you think of the Dallas Stars. So there still was another rock bottom possibility after that Buffalo game, but that one was rough, dude. It was humiliating. It was a putrid effort from a lot of the skaters, goaltending, but everything in that game was awful. Remember, it was Colton Ellis backstopping the Sabres to a win, and what I believe was his 3rd ever NHL start, and he looked good in that one. That is the kind of loss, Zach, that can either make or break your season, which makes it funny that the Oilers waited a week later to do it again against the Dallas Stars. Maybe that was the one that make or broke their season, but Edmonton, I will say this, is not the same team that they were 3 weeks ago when they played the Buffalo Sabres. That was one of those when it rains, it pours type situations for the Oilers where everything wasn't going their way. It wasn't just one thing. It wasn't 2 things. It was a myriad of things that were negatively impacting the Oilers. I will say that nicely. Tonight, though, this is different. The Oilers, they're on their way up. The Sabres on their way down. We'll get in a little bit more detail about that. Having a rough road trip right now for the Sabres. But Zachary, I would think that memories are still fresh. I get the players, it's an 82-game season, and they're not online or watching the media as much as we are. But that had to have been an embarrassing one for them to have to eat. If these players are on social media, like I'm told that they are, I'm sure they saw some people online. It was a humiliating effort and one I'm sure the Oilers have yet to forget.
Yeah, never forget. That was a real rough one for the Edmonton Oilers, right? Hockey players don't have short memories. They have long ones. They don't forget games. And they don't forget games where they get blown out by bottom feeder teams like the Buffalo Sabres. I'm expecting a big response from this team tonight. I'm expecting another ass to belt like it was against Winnipeg, like it was against Seattle, and like has happened to the Oilers so many times already this season. The ass to belt ratio is going to click in favor of the Oilers here sooner rather than later, break them back 500 in that mark. So I think it's going to be a big night for the Oilers here. Banged up Sabres team, who ironically enough just got healthy literally this last like literally a week ago. They finally got healthy, and then they lose Jason Zucker last night. That's definitely a loss for them in their top 9. Depletes their depth a little bit. So for the Oilers, they're gonna have a tired team here on the second half of a back-to-back after they just got walloped by the Calgary Flames last night. 7-4. Who knew the Calgary Flames could score so many damn goals? I couldn't believe it.
That's what I talk about. This is a match made in heaven for the Oilers to enact some revenge. They're on a heater. Buffalo on the way down. I mean, even more down than they already have been, but they allowed 7 to the Calgary Flames last night. So then it's second half of a back-to-back struggling team, one going the other way, like the Oilers' chances. And yeah, you kind of touched on it. The reason why a 5-1 loss to the Sabres is so embarrassing is because, Zachary, they're bad at hockey this season. They are dead last in the Eastern Conference. They're actually the only team in the East to be below 500, as it's just the mushy middle has been the phrase we have used all season long, but it's more of the same this year for the Buffalo Sabres. 11, 14, and 4 on the year. It's kind of like, as I just said, same thing. It's win a big game here or there, then lose 3 or 4 straight, sneak out a big one here. Same thing kind of happens, and it honestly makes me sad to talk about because we as Oilers fans can really, we can appreciate a decade of darkness and missing the playoffs, but the Buffalo Sabres they're already 14 years down this journey, and it's about to be 15 if something doesn't change quick. And lately, it has not been going their way. So they are currently in the midst of a 6-game road trip, and already they have gone 0-3-0 with 3 more games to go. They lost 5-2 to Philly. They lost 4-1 to Winnipeg. And then last night, they lost 7-4 to the Calgary Flames. They take on the Oilers tonight, Canucks on Thursday, and then the Seattle Kraken on Sunday evening as well. To make matters worse for the Sabres tonight, Zachary, they are 2-9-2 away from their home arena. They are not a good road team this season. And after just allowing 7 on the road, where both goaltenders, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, you have to say it like that, and Alex Laing both appeared in the game. UPL, he got yanked after 2 periods. And then, Laing went in. He stopped all 4 that he saw. We expect it's going to be Alex Laing. We'll let you know the moment that we know as well. But Zachary, rough road trip so far for the Sabres. Rough road record for the Sabres. This team is they're reeling right now, and they're not going home anytime soon. 3 more games to go.
Yeah, they're absolutely brutal on the road this season. They're giving up 4.4 goals against per hour of ice time on the road this season. That is absolutely abysmal. That's essentially 4.5 goals against per game on the road. So, I mean, it all lines up perfectly for the Edmonton Oilers here. This is a team, again, that got walloped last night. They're going to be tired on the second half of a back-to-back. Granted, the travel's not the worst from Calgary to Edmonton, but, there was some weather last night, so who knows what time the Sabres were able to get into Edmonton and everything like that. So, I'm excited for this one here tonight. It feels like a real, like we've mentioned a couple of times, ass-to-belt situation.
Yeah, I like that you go ass to belt, not belt to ass.
Oh, yeah, belt to ass. That makes sense.
No, but ass to belt. I still like the flip zone. I still like the flip zone that you've done. Bump and grind, if you will. Also, want to give a quick shout out. We're going on the nation vacation. We're heading to Viva Las Vegas in March of 2026, March 24th to the 27th. You don't need me to tell you, but I'll continue to keep telling you. This is going to be an electric trip full of some of your favorites from Oilers Nation. But Zachary, you're not going to attend.
Not this
I'll
one.
FaceTime you the whole time we're out there.
Perfect.
I want lucky numbers from you. One of my buddies sent it to me because we had Oilers Nation every time we've gone to Vegas. A couple times now. Love the plastic ponies inside the casinos. It's real DGen stuff, responsible DGen kind of stuff. And my buddy sent me a video last night, and he's like, getting that itch for that nation vacation. You, too, could scratch that itch if you head on over to nationgear.ca. We got flight options, non-flight options, single occupancy, double occupancy. I'm not sure who I'm rooming with yet. I'm assuming it's going to be Brett, but also the Bordzy brothers. I also heard Brett a second there. The Bordzy brothers might both be coming on this trip. You might get 3 Bordzys on one Vegas trip.
That's a lot of Bordzy.
That's enough right there. Yes, Brett?
My non-honorable Bordzy, first of all. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But we better be
that. I'm not willing to give you that. No.
But we will be bunking together.
Yeah,
if not, it's going to be me and Waz. So don't do that to me, please.
Yeah. Brett's a solid sleeper. Last year we had to do Oilers Nation every day at noon. So I guess 11 a.m. Vegas time. And I needed Brett to help me. So, Sean, we're violently hungover. I want to express like 2-3 hours of sleep. Brett was such a heavy sleeper that, you're trying to wake the guy up in the other bed. I started grabbing the pillows and just beating the shit out of Brett with this pillow. Because I'm like, wake up, man. Wake up. I'm talking full pillow fight, 5-6 swings, no movement from the guy. Had to lug the gear all by myself. He came out at around noon. My boy had a good rest. It was a good time. You got to come down to Vegas one of these times, Zach.
I wasn't there. I was not on this vacation.
They're also saying Bordzy in the chat. So
Bordzy.
Honorary, I will take that. The other thing about this matchup, it's a conversation that's overdone. So let's do it one more time. But it's the Ryan McLeod versus Matt Savoy kind of another chapter in the book of these two. The most win-win trade I feel like I've seen in a minute for the Sabres and the Edmonton Oilers. We all know Ryan McLeod. He's off to another solid start this season. He's got 5 goals, 9 assists, 14 points in 28 games. After last year, he had 20 goals, 33 apples. 51 of his points were at 5v5 last year. So it's a deal that's kind of worked out. And then on the other side, though, talk about working out lately. Matt Savoy. He might be having his NHL coming out party right now. This might be the stretch of games that we remember because he has 3 goals in his last 2. But Zach, the thing I love about these 3 Savoy goals is that they all come in different ways. He scored a shorthanded breakaway goal against the Seattle Kraken. He then scored a power play one-time goal also against the Seattle Kraken. And then the last goal he scored on Saturday was a garbage goal rebound, being in the right spot, being a smart player, making yourself available for that rebound, and burying it into the open net. This guy has been playing very well this season. The underlying numbers, you're my underlying number king. They've been good for Savoy, but maybe the point production hasn't totally matched that. But these last 2 games, 3 goals, he's looking right, and he's looking like he's finding comfortability on the second line with Leon Draisaitl and Vasily Podkolzin. And we did get an update. We'll go through it later in the need to know information. But Jack Roslovic expected to be out until around Christmas time. So we look at this. Matt Savoy has a serious, legitimate runway in the top 6. Feels like he is a staple now with Leon and Vasily Podkolzin. He's starting to look better and better. He's starting to get the goals, being in the right areas, which he always kind of was, and he had to work his way up here. He's a young guy in the NHL, but Matt Savoy, the heater, the breakout, might be happening right now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's looked great here over this last little stretch, and it felt like it was only a matter of time, right? I think some extended time in this top 6, knowing that he's got a spot on that second line is nice, right? Because, again, like you kind of motioned there, he can kind of settle down a little bit with things, right? He knows his role. He knows who he's playing with. And, man, you know, when he made his debut last season, this was the line that he was on with Leon Draisaitl and Vasily Podkolzin. You know, his NHL debut, or maybe his second game, he had that really nice assist, the no-look pass from behind
against
the net
Philly,
against
I believe it was.
Yeah, against the Philadelphia
We were at
Flyers.
Greta, Brooks for Ben.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You know, that was great to see. And, you know, it kind of was like, oh, okay, like, look, this kid looks kind of sharp here. You know, evidently spent the rest of the year in the AHL. And, you know, the full-time transition to the NHL is a tough one, you know, but we're now a third of the way, a little over a third of the way through the season here. And you can really start to see that confidence starting to grow in his game, especially offensively with the puck on his stick and in the offensive zone. So I think playing with offensive players certainly helps that, right? You know, there's a pretty sizable jump from a guy like Trent Frederick or Adam Henrique in the bottom 6 to having, you know, a guy like Leon Draisaitl as your center or somebody you're playing a lot of your minutes with. So yeah, great to see. I think this is certainly going to be the time we look back. And boy, you know, when Christmas time does roll around and Jack Roslovic's back ready to go, going to be some interesting lineup discussions.
I love playing the lineup game for the Edmonton Oilers. It's living in a fantasy land where you're turning injuries off, basically, is what I'm doing, because who knows what will happen later on down the road. Knock on wood. But the idea of a fully healthy Oilers squad, I don't even know how they do it cap-wise. I don't know what you got to do. That's what people a lot smarter than me, who get paid a lot more money than me. I get paid to live in dream world. That's a mighty fine world for me. Let's go now to your need to know information, courtesy of Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because only the finest tasting meat products earn that Wilhauk name, made from 100% Alberta beef. Their jerky is aged, seasoned, smoked, and marinated to savory perfection. They gladly fill orders of any size, and you can find their jerky, sausage, other products exclusively out of their Leduc location. For more information, head on over to WilhaukBeefJerky.com. Bert, let's pick it up with the practice lineup that we saw yesterday for the Edmonton Oilers. So we are expecting no changes. The Nuge, McDavid, and Zachary Martin-Hyman. Second line of Pods, Dry, and the boy, Matt Savoy. That's what the chat's going with now. Third line, Mangiapane with Rico and Matthias Janmark. And then Freddie, Curtis laser beams out of their freaking heads, and Tommy Smokes. The last two names both scored on Saturday against the Winnipeg Jets. Some good depth scoring, some fourth line scoring, and then your deep pairings, Ekholm with Bush, Nurse with Reggie, and Brett Kulak with Ty Emberson. So this leads me to my next thing. We got an injury update recently. Shout out, Brett. Let's pull it up here, the tweet we got from one Tony Brar as he kind of explains it, because Noah Philp yesterday did return to practice for the Edmonton Oilers, but we were told, quote, another week at the earliest. And then the next one, this is the one that makes me a little anxious. Jake Woolman, his return will take longer than anticipated. It won't be this week. It's now unlikely for next week. And, quote, it's going to be a while. And then a little bit of positivity, but I don't know if I believe it. Both Jack Roslovic and Kasperi Kapanen will return allegedly around Christmas, and then Connor Clattenburg is about a week away. But the one thing I take away from the recent injury news, Zachary, is that I cannot trust a word that Chris Knobloch says when it comes to these injuries, because he's lied to me too many times. I say this half joking because I respect the gamesmanship and the coaching and all the things you have to do in the media. But he said that Jake Woolman was injured. Well, he was injured for sure back on November 20th versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. And then Nobby said Woolman was day-to-day and that he would not miss extended time. There you see the tweet on your screen. That was November 22nd. Day-to-day, not expected to miss extended time. Now we fast forward 19 days, and we are now told it is, quote, going to be a while. And it's not the first time this ever has happened with Nobby. Like, I could think of it. We were all told November 1st for Zachary Martin Hyman. He came back November 15th, but that's, hey, 2 weeks, whatever. My memory immediately goes back to last year with one Victor Arvidsson when he went down with an undisclosed injury. It was November 12th. We were told day-to-day. We were told undisclosed. And Arvy didn't play again until December 19th. We went 5 weeks without really any kind of update of substance when it came to one Victor Arvidsson. So once again, Nobby, I respect the gamesmanship, but I think for all of us as fans and maybe covering the team, every time he gives us a timeline, we got to add 2 to 3 weeks, and I lean to 3 weeks on top of all of those timelines, and then we'll stop being disappointed with injury news.
Yeah, it is probably one of the most infuriating things for me about Chris Knobloch. I don't understand why. I don't know if it's an issue where maybe he is just telling the truth all the time. Maybe there's just tons of setbacks that all of the Oilers players have when they're injured. Like maybe that is exactly what's happening here. But otherwise, it seems like he's just kind of throwing darts at a board and picking a random number or a random timeline here. There's some kind of a disconnect there somewhere. And admittedly, like from my perspective as somebody who covers the team, it's frustrating. It's annoying. It's something you'd like to see more clarity around. I think this is also an issue within the NHL as a whole around injury reporting in general.
I think it's an issue in sports.
Well, yes, I think so too. I think it's a little bit different in some other leagues like the NBA or, in the NFL where like injuries are more transparent, right? Like in the NFL, you have an injury report that has to be updated every single day.
And they still lie on it from time to time.
They do,
it's the NFL. You don't think they're lying?
Lamar Jackson. Baltimore Ravens.
Sorry, you feel good? Yeah, wash that down with a beer.
There. But yeah, it's still an issue in the NHL, and it's much more rampant. Upper body, lower body. You get no description.
Undisclosed. You can just say
of
undisclosed.
what actually is going on, right? So I'd love to see that kind of cleaned up a little bit more. I'd love to see more transparency. I think knowledge is power. The more we can know, the better.
Like the one thing I like to add on there, like once again, injury recovery is never linear. Like it's not just you start here and you're good at this time. So I would hope that it's not Nobby's intention to lie to me all the time about these things, but facts are facts, stats are facts. It is what it is here with Chris Knobloch. I don't want to call him a liar. I'm not calling him a liar, but he tends to maybe a little bit of hyperbole sometimes. He gets us a little excited. Tonight, game 4 of 5 on the homestand where the Oilers take on the Sabres tonight, the Red Wings on Thursday, and then a back-to-back on the road. First 2 games of a 5-game road trip for the Oilers. The Leafs on Saturday, and the Montreal Canadiens on Sunday. And then you see it, daybreak between all the games. We get the Pittsburgh Penguins Tuesday, Bruins on Thursday, and then the Minnesota Wild on Saturday. As a man who does pre and post, I love that there is a daybreak between most of these games.
Yeah.
We do get some back-to-backs on the weekend, but hey, Bills, Patriots this weekend on Sunday. It's a big one. Yes, Zach?
It's going to be electric. Colton Ellis getting the start for the Buffalo Sabres tonight.
Confirmed. As we all remember, he did get the W against the Edmonton Oilers 3 weeks ago. Yeah, 22 days ago, I believe it was. So he's done it before. Oilers lost 4-1 back on that game, or 5-1. Sorry, Stu allowed 4 on 27 shots on goal. But in that game, nobody was good for the Edmonton Oilers. Weird stat here. Earmuffs for Oilers fans everywhere. The Sabres have given the Oilers problems during the McDry era. Edmonton has won 8 of 19 games, going 8-7-4. McDavid has 19 points in those 17 games. Wild. Leon Draisaitl has 20 points in his 18 games. Wild. We expect them to be double 2 point per game guys, especially against teams like the Buffalo Sabres. It's a weird one here against Sabres. Also, the Oilers way better at home against the Sabres in recent memory. So everything's looking up for the Oilers tonight. Then Stuart Skinner confirmed he's getting the start. 3-4-1 all-time against Buffalo. 2.77 goals against with a .905 save percentage. I believe Stu has to make it's like 57 consecutive saves in a row or something to get back to 900.
No better time to start than now.
Here's to believe it. Don't stop believing, as Journey would tell you. On the other side of things, for the Buffalo Sabres, 11-14-4, not 11-4-4. Be drastic changes in Buffalo for that. 30th in the entire NHL, dead last in the Eastern Conference, and as I said, the only team below 500 in the East. Brett, we got the head-to-head numbers here between the Oilers and the Buffalo Sabres. There you see it. The Sabres, they rank 20th in goals for per game, and they rank 28th in goals allowed per game. However, I mean, the Oilers ain't much better. If you look at 3.45 to 3.55, but damn it, we're a little bit better. The Sabres 21st on the power play, but the craziest thing of it all, the Buffalo Sabres own the number one penalty kill in the entire NHL. It's been struggling in the month of December thus far, but it's a crazy, crazy stat for these Buffalo Sabres. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Alex Tuch, he leads the Sabres in points. He's got 9 goals, 15 apples, 24 points in 28 games. Tage Thompson, right behind him. He leads the team in goals with 12. Only 12 in 28 games for Tage Thompson. Gonna need to bump those numbers up if I am to avoid doing the milk mile on our futures bet on Oilers Nation every day. And then they still got Rasmus Dahlin having a good year, averaging over 24 minutes a night. And then, as you mentioned, Colton Ellis expected to get the start. The Sabres, their goaltending sitch is weird. It confuses me. They have 3 of them. They use all 3 of them, but also at the same time don't use any of them. It feels like it's a very messy situation. Last night we saw UPL, Alex Lyon. So tonight, why don't we see the third one? We'll get all 3 of them in the province of Alberta this evening. Zachary, I'm curious for you and anyone along in the chat. You got a storyline? Do you have a key to victory tonight for the Oilers? As I mentioned, the Sabres, they've got an excellent elite penalty kill, you might even say, but a lot of things aren't going their way. These road numbers against, and maybe it's not a key to victory, but the storyline for me is that I hope these Oilers remember the embarrassment that went down for 5-1. I remember the embarrassment of hosting the post-game show, and I don't even play for the Edmonton Oilers out there. I want them to remember that emotion. Remember how down things were after that shit kicking by the Buffalo Sabres, and that, you harness some of that energy. You take it out on them. You're not going to have point night every night in the NHL, but the last 2 have been point night. Why not make it 3? Why not have 3 get a regulation dub? Start stacking those a little bit for the Oilers. And lately, we've seen solid, quick starts from the Oilers. It is straight to business, down to business to start hockey games. So I hope for a little bit of that. Stu, he's played well. More on him in just a second. But my storyline is remember what happened 22 days ago.
Yeah, never forget. That is a great storyline here in this one. It's going to be really important for the Oilers to come out and have another big game tonight. I think my key to victory is get on them early. You mentioned it. The Oilers have had some really hot starts here, right? They're coming again on the second half of a back-to-back. They lost 7-4 last night. If the Oilers can go out there and score 2 or 3 goals in the first 10, 15 minutes of this game, that is going to seriously demoralize this Buffalo Sabres team. So all gas, no breaks early on here. Let's run this score up early on. Let's get this thing over with.
They get on them early. That pizza, that spinach dip pizza is going to hit
so
10 times better, which I don't even know if that's possible. But I'm willing to find out. We'll report back on Oilers Nation After Dark. Let's go now to the home team lineup brought to you by our lovely friends at Oodle Noodle. That's our fearless leader, Jay Downton, because Oodle Noodle is the best. Download the app today, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store. Sign up, create an account, earn loyalty points. Let your food earn you more food, as I say. And then the classic, they got the $2 deal. Any premium box, any regular box for $2. 2 loonies, 1 toonie, or 8 quarters. Don't give them dimes. That'd be fucked up. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you do that, you can then get 2 green onion cakes, 5 spring rolls, or 6 deep fried wontons. Oodle Noodle, the best for a reason. Bert, pull it up for me. The expected lineup tonight for the Edmonton Oilers. Your top line, McHugh, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Connor McDavid, and Zachary Hyman. Your second line, Vasily Podkolzin with Leon Draisaitl, and a red-hot Matt Savoy, 3 goals in his last 2 games. Your third line, where Matthias Janmark is becoming a staple on this third line. And Zachary, it's an ONE thing. I am a part of ONE. Tyler and Liam are defined by their Matthias Janmark hate. I am a third of that show, but I will not claim any of that Matthias Janmark extra hate. He's actually been pretty solid this year, and he just got off the schneid, got his first goal of the game or of the season, scored with his stick against a goaltender. Should have bought a lottery ticket as well, Matthias. See, as I say I love him, I also chirp him right there as well. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Rico's the third line center with Andrew Mangiapane. Then your fourth line, Trent Frederick with Curtis Lazar and David Tomasek. Your deep pairings, Ekholm with Bush, Nurse with Alec Regula, who has also been vastly improved with Brett Kulak and Ty Emberson. So Zach, actually here, let me ask you, the McHugh line, going McHugh, or just going huge was one I also heard from DJ Bean, because that it's implied that the Mick is in it, that going huge means Hyman and Nuge with McDavid. Do you like any of those three more than the other? The McHuge line, going McHuge, or just huge, going huge?
I think the McHuge line, I like that.
Yeah.
You got to get all three of those names in there. You know, you can't leave Connor out.
That's
right?
fair.
You can't leave
fair.
Connor out. For me, you got to go McHuge. That's my option.
Okay, McHuge. I also like. I'm going to use that and going huge. We're going huge here.
Too.
Going huge. But the Edmonton Oilers, they might need to stay committed to going huge here, because it's been 2 games and it's been 2 excellent results for the first line of the Edmonton Oilers. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Connor McDavid, and Zach Hyman in their last 2 games. They, as a group, registered 12 points. It's been everything you could have hoped. We all know this trio from years past. They've been at the top of all those charts, all those J-Fresh graphics we see over month to month. This trio picked up right where they left off, as obviously Hyman was out to start the year, Nuge then got banged up. But the moment they've picked up, it is not a coincidence that this team has figured it out. The moment that Nuge has found his role back as the first line left wing with Connor McDavid, and it's works in all of their games. It was a great conversation today on ONE, but the fact that it is so hard to play with skilled players. Corey Perry recently had this. He did a podcast or something. You may have saw the clip where he's discussing that people are like, man, it must be easy to play with such great stars at your age, just go in front of the net and put your stick down. And he's like, no, dude, you have to process the game quicker than they do, which is already at an insane speed. They know what they're going to do. I have to think what they're going to do and then get to that point and put myself in it. And Nuge has the hockey IQ of Stephen Hawking, let me tell you. He can do it in any situation. It's no coincidence. They're figuring it out. Also, Nuge, over a point per game player this season. He's been unbelievable. But then the part of this line, and it worked in the last game because we saw Nuge score early. Connor McDavid is committed to shooting the puck right now. He has 12 shots over his last 2 games. He's kind of flip-flopped, gone back and forth on it all season, where he tells me he's committed to scoring 40 or 50, and he stopped shooting the puck for about a week or so. Right now, he's in the midst of ripping it. We saw it first play of our first goal against the Winnipeg on Saturday. It was McDavid going in the middle of the ice, like me playing shell, ripping low pad. Sure, if it went in, it went in, but he knew that rebound would go right to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Nuge knew that puck would also end up on his stick. It's the unspoken bond between these three that they just find a way to get it done. Keep these three together, Nobby. I implore you.
The easiest thing the Oilers can do with their lineup for the rest of the season is just keep this line together. Just don't separate them. It makes no sense. I understand why it took a little while to kind of get these three together. You know, Zach Hyman working his way back from injury. You know, Nugent-Hopkins been in and out of the lineup at times throughout the early part of this season here. But now that all three of them are healthy here and rolling right now, keep them together. It makes making decisions in the rest of the lineup a lot easier, right? So yeah, I agree, man. There's no need to break these 3 guys up. It's so great to see them starting to roll offensively here. The confidence is starting to beam for these 3 guys, and you can really see it. You see how well they play together, how well they play off each other, they feed off each other. You mentioned that goal right there the other night against Winnipeg. Just tremendous to see. And it was hilarious in that game too. McDavid had 5 shots on goal in that game, all of them in the first period. All of them in the first period. The Oilers, again, were able to jump up to that early lead. Let's see him do it again tonight.
It's been nice to see. McDavid's a good guy to bet on for shots on goal again. Might be in boards. Man, I love everything on Bet365 tonight for the Oilers. I was telling Brett I was going to make like 3 different versions of Bordzy's bankroll. I currently have 2 parlays down separately, responsibly, 19 plus, of course. It's going to be a good one tonight. It's going to be a good one for the Oilers. Also, the other part, you mentioned some of the chemistry that those 3 are finding. It's awesome because the Oilers, they got it on the second line as well with one Matt Savoy and the good puck he has been playing lately. Play the dream lineup game with me. Everyone's healthy. I personally think I'm keeping the top line the same, obviously. I think I would keep Pods, Leon, and Matt Savoy together. And I'm creating a third line of Adam Henrique, Andrew Mangiapane, and Jack Roslovic. Solely off the fact that Roslovic is a play driver. He is a puck on the stick kind of guy. He's a head up, carried in, making plays himself. And that Matt Savoy, good player, young player, he's more of a complimentary piece right now. And I think, once again, ideally, if everybody's healthy, but that could give the Oilers 3 consistent scoring threats on each line. Each one kind of have a designated play driver. What would you do? Would you keep? Because once again, it's not like they stumbled into Matt Savoy and all of a sudden the second line just kicked off. They were already tearing it up with Jack Roslovic as well. I don't know if you knew. Leon Draisaitl, very good hockey player. Where would you do with the Savoy Roslovic swap around Christmas? We're expecting. So once again, add 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, it's a great question, man. I kind of agree with you. I mean, I want to see how Matt Savoy does over this next stretch of games here, if he can keep it up or if this is just a little bit of a heater right now. But I do like the idea of what you said there. I mean, I think Henrique has had a great season.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's quietly been really, really good for this team in a depth role this year. You know, Mangiapane is a guy I want to see really get going. It feels like he's shooting the puck a little bit more as of late, which is good to see, right? I think he had a goal called back in one of the last game or two's here as well. So, and Roslovic, I mean, this is a difficult decision they'll have to make, right? Because he's looked so good in that top six, right? Almost automatic on that second line with Leon Draisaitl. But, you know, the Oilers do need scoring depth. They need offense from their bottom six. And Roslovic, like you said, is a guy who can drive play and drive offense. I'd like to see that third line put together and see what they could do.
Speaking of offense in the bottom six, Tommy Smokes, Curtis Lazar both scored in the last game. Matthias Janmark scored one recently. Now we go. We actually go to the starting goaltender report, brought to you by the very bar, restaurant / bakery as well that's in here. Shout out Dogpatch. We're going to be here all season long. Tuesday night, it's pizza night. I'm excited to get into my Spanish servers over there. They're acknowledging that it is delicious. I just saw 2 people walk away with 2 boxes of pizza. I'm starting to drool over here, people. It's going to be a good one. Keep it locked on our socials. You can see the graphic with my bright, smiling face on there. Come on down to Dogpatch. We're going to be here all season long. Bert, throw it up for me. Skinner versus Colton Ellis. This is really funny because earlier today, all right, Lindy Ruff, you got to figure it out because Brett had to make 3 versions of this graphic today. So we didn't know which goaltender was going to start. So we wanted to be there. He is. So if you wanted Lions numbers, we had him. If you wanted UPL's numbers, I bet we had him. And then if you want, of course, the starter Colton Ellis's numbers, here they are: 4-3-0. One of those wins is against the Oilers with a 3.4 goals against, 892 save percentage. Stuart Skinner Cano played this guy. I'm not going to guarantee you that he will, but I will hope about it. I also like Stuart Skinner's save line on Bet365 tonight, but he's coming off a good game against Winnipeg. Stopped 19 of 21, 905 save percentage, which, for those of you counting at home, 1, 2, 3 consecutive games above 900. 4 of his last 5 are above 900. Is Stu heating up right now?
I think he's starting to heat up a little bit right now. You know, there's been so many rumors and rumblings about goaltending trades and everything like that. It seems like he's kind of choosing to lock in here and block out that outside noise. So he's been playing better as of late. We got to see that continue to go. Obviously, goaltending is going to be a huge thing for the Edmonton Oilers, you know, through the rest of the season here. Would love to see another big game from him. You know, the nice thing is that goals against the average number is getting lower. 2.86 is a nice mark there. You know, the league average save percentage this year is like 893, 895. It's not as good as it used to be, right? It's not like it was 10 years ago when a league average save percentage was like 907. You had guys like Carey Price posting like 925s every year, right? Henrik Lundqvist with a 930.
When we were getting mad at Mikko and Mike Smith for having like 910s.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Boy, do I feel stupid.
Oh, no kidding. So it's a different era nowadays, right? So love to see Skinner continue to improve here. And for the Oilers, let's get after Colton Ellis. Had him in the first game. Let's see if they can get him tonight.
Yeah, the last game for Colton Ellis against the Oilers, he allowed 1 on 33 shots against. He put up a 970 save percentage. Eesh, tough one there. Oilers, they're going to get to him. And then, obviously, I was just looking up Stuart Skinner. So 4 of his last 5 above 900, but the one bad game was horrific against the Dallas Stars, where he allowed 4 goals on 8 shots. We're trying to eliminate that from our boy Stu's game and focus on the 900s here. Another good opportunity to do this tonight against the Buffalo Sabres, who stink on the road. Let's go now. The away lineup brought to you by the Jasper Pond Hockey Tournament, coming up January 23rd to the 25th. It's weird. When we start doing these ad reads like at the end of the year, this feels so far away. But before you know it, we're almost into 2026. We are less than a month away, and then we're going to be down. Not we, not me, but Oilers Nation, Flames Nation, I believe Daily Face. I'm not actually sure
I'm not sure if anybody from BFO's coming this year.
But like there's
I know
Mosaic
for sure ON and FN.
Yeah,
for sure.
there'll be blood drawn on the ice for that one. You can You can take that to the bank. Let me tell you right now. Available at nationgear.ca. You can still sign up. Team, Mosaic team, me and Brett still want to go. We're still begging if someone wants to drag us along. But something tells me it's not going to happen, Zachary, because we've been doing it all year long. Pull it up for me. Bert, what we expect for the Buffalo Sabres lineup. Your top line. Now, I want you to compare if this is correct with what you have as well. We got Peyton Krebs, Tage Thompson with Alex Tuck. Two of those names would be lovely on the trade block for the Edmonton Oilers. In my dream world.
Peyton Krebs?
Yep, Peyton Krebs. No, not him. God, no. Dude. That guy, I would love to see him get beat up again. That'd be a good one. Good memory of the last game. Second line, Zach Benson with Josh Norris, who is healthy with one Josh down. Your third line, so we got Rosen, Ryan McLeod, and one Jack Quinn. Then your fourth line, Jordan Greenway, Beck Mallenstein, and Tyson Kozak. Your deep pairings, Matthias Samuelsson with Rasmus Dahlin, who just eats minutes for the Sabres team. Bowen Byram, Connor Timmins, and then Owen Power with Jacob Bryson. Owen Power on the third defensive pairing for these Buffalo Sabres. So when you look at that forward group, there are some good names once again, but this Buffalo team, dude, and this is like the same conversation I could say we've probably had now for 14 years as they've been out of the playoffs for 14 years. It makes me sad to talk about because as an Oilers fan, I can really relate to just watching a dog shit hockey team night in and night out, hoping it'll be better, trying to convince yourself it's going to be better, but year after year, season after season, it just doesn't get any better. And it's not like it's been for a lack of talent. Some of the names that have left Buffalo over this stretch are insane. Jack Eichel, Sam Reinhart, Dylan Cousins, JJ Peterka, Ryan O'Reilly. Like, they just ship them out. And then I don't know where the Sabres go from here. Josh Norris, he's finally healthy for, I'm sure it'll be 2 weeks, and then he'll be injured once again. Knock on wood. I don't hope for that. It's just, how do you continue to roll out this same roster that doesn't work? You're starting 3 goaltenders. Everything is so messy. But at the same time, how do you go to your fan base and say we're going to commit to another 4 to 5 year rebuild and we're going to do this all over again? Because the Sabres have the means to make a solid rebuild. Tage Thompson, Rasmus Dahlin, Alex Tuck, who's a UFA this year. Those are 3 names right there that would get you a massive return, a massive haul to build for the future. Just doesn't feel like the Buffalo Sabres are ever going to do this. Just kind of keep kicking the can down the road. I feel for the people of Buffalo, the city of Buffalo, New York, the city of lovable losers, just straight up.
They deserve better. They really do. I mean, you got to feel for them. At least the Buffalo Bills are an exciting team to watch.
And they're going to get whomped by the Pats on Sunday.
Unfortunately.
Whomped.
But yeah, it's and it's kind of funny too, because you mentioned like, oh yeah, they might have the pieces to kind of really do a rebuild here. Tage Thompson, Alex Tuck could get flipped here. But didn't we sit here and say these exact same things about guys like Jack Eichel and Ryan O'Reilly and Sam Reinhart and it's ridiculous. Pagulas, sell the team. Sell the team. They clearly care more about the Buffalo Bills than they do about the Buffalo Sabres. How many times do you hear the Pagulas referenced in terms of the Sabres? Never. You never hear them referenced in terms of the Sabres. It's always about the Bills. It's always about the Bills. They're getting the brand new stadium. They got Josh Allen. Blah, 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 blah. Sell the team.
Sell the team. Shout out to Josh Allen. Thank God. Yes, Brett?
Cool. The Pagulas care more about the Buffalo freaking Bandits than they do about the Buffalo Sabres.
Shout out to National Lacrosse League.
I was about to say, that's a hell of a franchise, the National Lacrosse League. All right, we don't franchise. John Tavares used to play for Buffalo Bandits back in the day.
How about a little Mark Steinhaus action? Woo. Yeah.
Didn't know that one. I only had one name in the bag for me there, Brett. But thank you. I love you. Shout out Jimmy Quinlan. That was my Edmonton Rush go-to #1 player. He came to like some of my the guy was great. Shout out Jimmy Quinlan. Also, shout out Shoddy Mills, Brett, as we mentioned before. Let's go now. Did you not hear? Shoddy Mills, we brought him up on Oilersnation After Dark on Saturday, whenever it was, and then we got reposted to his Instagram story because we were talking about it on there. If you want to find a pro Shoddy Mills podcast, it's pre-gaming and post-gaming here at Oilers Nation. Shoddy, come on down to Dogpatch. Give me the jump over there. Be unreal. Let's go now quickly. Bet365, Bordzy's bankroll. 19 plus, please play responsibly. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. Bet365. Only bet what you're willing to lose. So I like a lot of things on Bet365 tonight. I also saw you making a 2-leg parlay right there earlier.
Unfortunately, I have one slight problem here.
It's
so I'm
an
gonna
empty
need somebody else
bankroll.
to bet these ones for me
It's a
tonight.
shame. I got my phone. I got a solid bankroll in here right now. So the first option, Bert, let's pull it up. All three of them. Nice, the Buffalo lineup. Shout out to them as well. First option is going to be a Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, 1+ point at -180. He has 4 points in his last 2. He's got 22 points in 20 games this season. The Nuge is huge. Your second option, I can't break my own rule. If you see Connor McDavid 2+ points and you see a plus sign, you smash it. That applies at +105. +115, you double smash that for Connor. He has 3 goals, 3 assists in his last 2 games with 12 shots on goal. He's been a man possessed. And then finally, it's Oilers money line, -210, looking to win 3 in a row for the first time all season. Parlayed together, this is +210. But Bagmilk came down in the studio today, and he was telling me, I like Leon 1+ assist. I think he's hit that in 4 to 5 games. I'm not going to bet any power play points tonight because the Buffalo PK seems to be very good, even though I feel like the way the Oilers power play is rolling right now, it doesn't matter. I like that as well. Zach Hyman, maybe Connor for shots as well. He's been ripping the puck lately. Zachary, these 3, I feel good about this. And I've gone 2 out of my last 3. And the one I didn't hit on Saturday, I went 2 for 3. We're close. I think we're starting to heat up here.
I like the Connor McDavid one, 2+ points. I love the rule, right? If you see the plus sign, hammer it. I absolutely like that one. That's the one that's going to be the favorite for me.
Okay, and then what do you have here? And I'll place
so
this for us.
I got 2 that I like here tonight. I like a Matt Savoy anytime goal at +325. Stay hot, kid. Revenge game narrative here, right? Obviously, he was quiet against the Sabres in the first game of the season here. Let's see him score another one here tonight. And the Edmonton Oilers team total over 4.5 goals, +155 on the Bet365 streets right now. Another one that I really like here tonight. Listen, this is an Oilers team that is rolling offensively right now. We have seen it for multiple games in a row now. And this is a Sabres team, as I referenced earlier, giving up 4.4 goals against per hour of ice time in all situations on the road this season. League worst mark. Let's see the Oilers run it up again.
Where add the other one, 4.5.
I got you.
Because we ride together, damn it, responsibly. 19+. Zachary, we're both 30. We might not look like it. There we go. Oh, nice. +650 together. Let's ride. Put a little unit on that.
+650 together. Yeah, that's pretty tasty.
Meet you at the cashier, everybody. Final thing. Also, Brett, the god above, the voice above. Do you have a spider tonight? Or if you don't, give me a score prediction and an anytime goal scorer.
I do actually have a spider tonight. It's pretty juicy. Responsibly, of course. I'm waiting for it to pull up. There we go. McDavid 2+ points. Dry 2+ points. Nuge 1+ point. McDavid 1+ shot. Hyman 1+ shot. Boosh 2+ shots. Darnell 1+ block. I have Savvy to score a goal and the Oilers on the puck line. And then I also, just because I wanted to, I have Darnell Nurse in a separate one on the first goal score of the game.
Love it.
I love it. Responsible spider parlay that might have grown extra legs. The Chernobyl spider, as we did call it before.
It's got an extra one in there.
I do have one more quick thing. It's kind of off topic, but we just talked about our 2 bandits goats, and I happened to find a photo of both of those men there.
Way.
Mark Steenhouse and John Tavares.
Look at that head of hair.
Oh, yeah. Steenhouse.
People, I don't know if you went to the Rush games back in the day. I used to have season seats. Also, look at Gene. Oh, my God. He's got a boombox and a mullet. And, oh, my God, that's unbelievable. But the NLL shout out. Big lacrosse kid growing up. I was the ball boy for the Edmonton Rush once before, where you stand at center court, whatever, center field, whatever the fuck, and you have to try and wrangle the balls as they are just flying back and forth. The Rush were huge, and I can't believe they won the chip, and then we all let them leave. I went to every game all the time. Shut them out. Final
Thanks,
one.
Bruce Urban.
Yeah, Brett knows. Brett gets it. Score prediction, anytime goal score.
I used to cover the NLL for the Calgary Herald Sun when I was there on a little stint on the sports feed for a month and a half. Had a championship run that year. Dane Dobie getting his number retired to the Calgary Rafters. That was really cool to see. For the Oilers tonight, we're going a 6-0 win tonight. We're going big. Matt Savoy, anytime goal scorer. +325.
Brett, what about you, my brother?
5-1 Oil. Darnell Nurse first goal, and fuck Dane Doby. All my homies hate Dane Doby. I hate that guy.
We're gonna fight tonight.
Oh, I can't wait. Get on down to Dogpatch. Watch some bloodshed going down. I'm going basic score 5-2 for the Edmonton Oilers. Point night continues. Stu allows 2. And the Oilers, hopefully, can win 3 games in a row. It would be nice. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I love you, Brett. I love you. And everyone, of course, in the chat, all of our sponsors. Throw it on your courtesy like on your way out. I do appreciate it. Make sure you're subscribed to the ON YouTube and the Sauces YouTube channel. And then Oilersnation After Dark going live a couple hours from now, right after the conclusion of the hockey game, where hopefully we're talking about how we all got rich off a Matt Savoy goal and Oilers 5+. Love you all. Appreciate you all. Good luck in the Bet365 Battlegrounds. Talk in a bit.